But yeah, all right. So we are now starting game 4 of Heat 2 for day 1, Saturday Worlds, 25th Worlds, year 2020, online this year due to obvious reasons. This matchup is Conor Britton Stubley versus Justin Miyashiro Jack Tech. He's playing as He Has Chosen One. Conor's playing as I Want That Map, the episode 7 based deck. And these are interesting decks. Map was really good for a while in 2000. I guess it was 18, 19, and then it's gotten several different rounds of taking down, and other decks kind of came up to other light decks kind of posed a problem to it. But we were talking about it as maybe it was Connor's idea, obviously, completely to maybe pull this up as something that might not be quite on other people's radars, and has some potency. And then He Has Chosen One, obviously, we've seen a bunch, and it's probably the strongest light deck right now. So I guess maybe just initial impressions when you think about this, Eric. I can't hear you. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's not on mute. Can you guys in the chat hear us? All right, so Eric's reconnecting. We had a cross up. All right, I can't hear you. I still can't. I have. Oh, now I can. Now I can. Sorry.
You can hear me now?
Yes. Okay. All right. So yeah. So sorry about that. So set the stage there. Yeah. So what would your initial impressions of this matchup be?
Well, I don't know what type of map this is going to be since he's starting Battle Order First Strike combo.
Mm-hmm.
The map, you were saying the maps had certain iterations, and initially there was the Blasters version, and then there's the Alert version.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Blaster, it's definitely not going to be Blasters. I think it's going to be something closer to the Alert version, but the fact that he's not starting it, just, I'm not quite sure why he would start this one.
Yes.
But so not knowing what his deck is going to do exactly, I feel like HITCO has to be favored because HITCO can just take these 1-2 sites and start draining for 3 and 4.
Right.
And the most that map can do is draining for 2 at any site.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it can drain for 3 at the site, the Starcase Filler site, Star Killer base site.
Yep.
Okay, I don't think it's right that he's putting Luke there.
Yeah, I think that actually feeds a little bit into what Conor wants him to do. They're each power +1 here. He's going to have a lot of characters.
Yeah, I would think that the plan for HITCO would be to take over the 2-star killer base site.
Right.
And just drain for like 3 and 3 or...
Yeah, because initially when we talked about this, we're like, oh, well, map, one of the reasons it got knocked out of the meta was Legend was so strong and Throne Room was so strong, and No Idea was definitely better than it as well, just with all like the weapons protection. But, you know, this weekend, obviously, HITCO was expected to be popular, Legends still be popular, and QMC, and maybe Watch Your Step. And initially he had like the alert start to get a couple different Star Destroyers, but this is nice against Legend, and Legend if they're not playing Tanner for sure, because then they have like Dark's going to go to that Jakku system first and stack it and just keep light side out of space, and that will come in handy late game. And then it's just a lot of characters. The Destiny, as you know, I never really played map. The Destiny is really strong, really high. You know, Hux is adding to everybody. You got the Matakas who are like Destiny 6, 7. commands which come into play, um, and there's just a lot going on. So you want to set up and then get battles through. And you like FN is a good way to deal with Luke.
I do agree that FN's good.
Yeah. And battle order pressures first strike more so, I should say. Because then Lightside has to be careful with their tricks, and now he already has strategic setup. So, yeah, Justin went to the Tunnel Village right off the bat, but now that's probably just going to get canceled by the various troopers that Conor has in his deck.
So he's going to have Imperial troopers here, huh? I guess that changes things, because the alert version before the errata, where they got rid of strategic, allowed you to go to Jakku, and then when they invade, you could just go to where they weren't and cancel one of their drains.
Right.
Bringing that back will definitely change the map up. I'd be interesting to see what his destiny's like, though. So there's a little feedback in my talking.
Mm-hmm. You sound good to me. I think the chat said we're both good. But yeah, I was really impressed with the Destiny. When we tested it, I played as Legend a few times against it, and it's always like, all right, now what do I do? I have to respect that you have a command. You're going first, and you probably have another Star Destroyer or two. And at first with the alert, he was even playing with like Oslo to flash to get Stalker out, and Stalker's such a good card to help really kind of maintain space. But it could backfire really quickly if Lightside does not properly have an answer for command. And Legend, will often have to piece together a pilot or two, piece together a spin, maybe a barrier canceller. Like, it's just a lot of things to kind of be ready for so he doesn't backfire. And if Lightside isn't putting a resistance agent out, I mean, that flip side of the map is so good to recur the interrupts, just like Watch Your Step recurs interrupts. Especially like really strong ones like You Are Beaten and Sniper Dark Strike and Limited Resources and Barrier and like all the good stuff that Matt Cannon will play. So this is interesting. So Barrier's Yoda right off the bat, which has to scream he's planning to attack Luke this turn, right?
I don't know. If I was Justin, I would have moved Yoda to one of the Star Killer base sites to start draining. And Stubbly only has 7 cards in hand, plus the one trooper.
Mm-hmm.
Yoda will be power 6 and you, and I feel like it wouldn't be that risky to play.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like he's just kind of saving himself some damage. Yeah, Luke at the Jakku site's really bad, because one of the things that you'd be worried about as the map player is, does he have Luke run? And so it's like you can go down to Star Killer base with less cards than you otherwise would have.
Yeah, and I guess to Bastion's comment, why would anyone attack him? That makes a lot of sense, especially as long as he's got strategic reserves out. I mean, he can just keep canceling that. And then while he has some time, he can set up resistance if he ever runs out of a trooper. So he is probably better off just leaving him alone. And he pulls battle plan, but the battle order is out already. So
yeah, not a good play.
Yeah, because it seems like they're almost always going to Starkiller base sites first. Because this is a drain too, so it's better to kind of prevent that from Darkside. Then you can't move back and forth here. The way that you can here if stuff does start going awry.
Sorry, Justin. So Stubbly has said that he's going to take a second to think about what he's doing, and Justin said it's okay. I mean, how dare you take time to think? And he says hi, streamers. It's particularly ironic for him to say that after playing Battle Plan.
maybe that was the joke. so Dan's doing the Charlie and Jared Consker matchup, so that one should be good too. So some good matchups this round. For sure. Okay, so Conor goes to deploy the site to see what's in there. And planning out his turn here. I'm guessing a few dudes to the Starkiller base control.
I guess so. If you didn't pay to, I feel like just paying to drain and then drawing a couple would have been very. Like if you deploy a couple guys, you're gonna have like a smaller hand against a HITCO with it's gonna have 19 force and has 12 cards in hands. Like that's you're just kind of setting yourself up.
Right. Has anyone? Right. I feel like I haven't seen any Grimtosh or Monox today. So just to confirm, I think we speculated this, but just to confirm, there are 3 3-0s in this heat. There are these 2 players and Joe Olson. Then there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 2-1s to no surprise, 3 0-3s, about 8 1-2s. So here comes Krennic. Here comes another shield, the Sentry Shield. I don't know how much I like that. That shield, I feel like it's best when you're trying to prevent a react. And there might be a second.
Yeah, I agree. There's no way that he was going to deploy another Stormtrooper Patrol.
Yeah.
Because that card just says cancel Force Ring right now.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that is so important for Conor, just to keep the flow of troopers to block that drain. And that's another thing, too, I guess. Well, I mean, ISP was using the troopers for a while. I mean, HITCO needs an answer for strategic reserves. So like, I think I remarked in one of the other streams this morning, like Leia Alderaan V, if you throw that on Leia, or like a Hera, or even a Jin if you wanted to do that, but probably not. Prevents them from canceling or reducing. Or obviously Alter V, but then that buys you time. This isn't like a bridge package where there's 3 or 4 accelerates floating around, so where you could fish strategic out pretty quickly. But that's where I think it's a little bit less of an ideal option. But in something like HITCO, where you might be expecting a lot of hunt down, I was going to say, does Saul make sense, or Lax or Vrak? Not really. That was like last meta, where there was a lot of those 2 characters to try to not allow ISB to really cause some issues.
So he has 4 force save, which suggests he might be playing as a Stormtrooper Patrol in hand.
Right. Yep, here he goes. So yeah, so now he would get through, presumably. Unless there's like a Nestlor, but he wouldn't be restricted, obviously, from the play cost. So Justin does have a lot to work with here. He's got 17 force. I mean, this is also, Conor, this is bait. Has to be. He's got to have 1 or 2 different types of evasion. It's 2 Battle Destiny still, but knowing that HITCO can run Clash and this and all that, I can't imagine he does all that without having some answers for those ready.
This is spicy.
Okay.
I think paying to drain there was a mistake. If he has the patrol, then he can just cancel the drain, and he'll be able to react with it. So he just paid 1 to grab the Nadrin, which means that he can't react to the patrol anymore, which means he likely has Gick and or Barrier. Or he made a mistake.
Barrier's grabbed. Yeah, so I don't think he was playing Stunning. Stunning Leader is tricky right now with that new Quinn Mercenary combo everywhere. So this is interesting. So we still got 10 more force, so this could be 2 more guys. And Justin can really maybe shoot for the blowout here, maybe hoping that Conor didn't quite yet find his gick or, you know. But yeah, that would be a misplay if he did the grab, which ruled out dropping the other trooper, which was one of, if that was his only kind of backstop here.
Well, he could have a gick in hand, but maybe you'd want to have canceled the neighbor with gick.
Combo,
Yeah, gick combo.
I mean, the deck breakdowns for these 2 heats are up, but I was shocked at Watch Your Step not being as popular as I was expecting. And in this heat, the numbers were up. There was 10 Hunt Down Virtual, 10 HITCO, and nothing else was more than 3. So it was all like, it was super top heavy and then some diversity. Alright, so Phasma's hit with Chewy. Here comes a mess.
Why didn't he play Sorry during his control phase?
Yeah, good question.
He would have not lost a force.
Right.
Is there a little lag here?
And Conor said he needed a minute, but then he accepted a few. Accepted a few actions or did a couple passes. So yeah, I wonder if he is just thinking on it. I wonder what it could be. I mean, either if he has the imbalance combo, there you go. Wow. So that was a lot of drama. So he did have the imbalance combo. Said nothing like a mid-worlds game diaper change. So. So that was a very dramatic imbalance combo.
Yeah, the not playing Sorry during his control phase is particularly bad.
Yeah, because then you would have known if it was canceled and kind of adjusted your game plan maybe a little differently.
Yeah.
Here's the Battle Destiny, or Weapon Destiny, I'm sorry, with Luke. Yeah. Yeah, so Conor only has 5 cards in his hand, so I don't see a ton of potential for like a counter beat here. If Justin has a clash for like Phasma, this could get ugly. Phasma. Conor plays command to pull Cheerno.
Mm-hmm. So Stubbly wants to draw higher than.
No.
Oh wow, he's really going for it.
Yeah. Yeah, this could be bad because now he's staring at what, like 8 plus the difference in Battle Destinies.
He actually should have excluded the patrol.
Yeah.
And because Phasma would have been forfeit 0, she would not have added a Destiny, and then Stubbly would have the patrol as a liability going forward.
Mm-hmm. No, this might be a quick game. Connor says he does not have a gig. So he's going to be peeling a bunch. Yeah, I wonder in that case, maybe he really just had to not. So the tricky thing is, even if he doesn't grab Neighborun and then maybe a Nestler comes out and cancels the react, then he's like, then he doesn't have a Neighboring grab. He's got to play around that the rest of the game. And he doesn't have the patrol reinforcing either. But,
so he's taking an overflow, plus he'll lose one to I Feel the Conflict.
Yeah.
Justin should probably relocate Yoda to start Killer Base.
He relocates for free.
Going to Jakku wouldn't be as terrible. Especially after he goes to 4 cards in hand, and we know one of them's Chiranu.
Right. So you could just try to keep cramming drains of 3 and 3, and maybe cancel some. But then once Prophecy moves, it'll be 4. And now he flips back. So that's a good start for Justin, for sure. Let's see what.
Yeah, Yoda should definitely go to the Jakku site now. Like, worst case scenario is he has like Kylo and Full Chain. We just lost Snoke, and he's already used fast money, he's used Hawk. Yeah. It's the worst case scenario.
And a Thrawn, Tarkin. So he's gonna reinforce.
All right, that's the wrong site. The other two were just better.
Yeah, because you're saying you threaten an actual drain of 2 for sure. You know, even if he has a strategic cancel. Yeah, so Justin's definitely, so he's 35 now to 26. So he's up 9 plus 4 in hand, so he's got like a 13 life force lead. Interesting. Conor throws the URB into place alter out of play, so now it's Chiranu and something else in his hand. But now we won't have that URB to use as some type of beatdown tool.
Hey Bastion, I right before the pandemic hit, I actually bought, based off of your interview, a copy of Agricola, which I'm going to show on stream.
Nice. I gotta make this bigger.
I have unfortunately never been able to play it due to the fact that there's a pandemic and you're not supposed to hang out. But it's really helpful to put my laptop on top of as I'm zooming.
The most annoying thing about this Discord is I can't figure out how to hide the people and the messages so that our faces could be bigger. And if I do full screen, it gets crazy. So maybe I'll do pop out again. Let's try this. Because this will be better to share. So here, let me try.
Chiranu comes down, gets the hand of 1.
And shovel. To pull Kylo. That thing can deploy directly to a site, right?
Yeah.
He gets the bow pull.
Yeah, Justin tried to retrieve an altar with his objective. That's not right. I think the better play
Clash
would have been to try to retrieve something else. Was Clash the only other card? I was gonna say like one of the plays you want to be thinking about is using solo.
Mess was in there
play
too.
Alter. Yeah, to use solo to play Alter from Lost Pile to cancel strategic, but I guess you'd also want to have the ability to cancel Clash.
Right. So he lands a few guys, so he has battle.
Yeah, if I was Justin, I would much rather have 3 extra cards in hand and Yoda at one of these sites, which he could have set him up for, but he chose to force drain the turn before.
Mm-hmm. Oops. Yeah, I can't figure it out, guys. Sorry, I would like to better present the Discord option, but let's just do this.
Okay.
Alright, so Obi-Wan's coming down.
So he can get back Clash here
and Ray.
and battle into Hux and the shuttle.
Mm. Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, so he gets Clash back. Clash is so good. And Kylo, and now so there's no Battle Destiny. I wonder if that last turn Conor should just try to regroup and just build that hand back up. He did have a Kylo pulse, so I wonder what he got. Probably not Gick, just probably because he's thinking, hey, you know, opponent just had a lot of momentum. Maybe they still have a lot more characters. But... You know what's funny? My stunning move, I played against Justin a couple times with it, against his HITCO, and I actually did pretty well with it. But in testing it couldn't hold up to HITCO. There's just too many lightsabers. So here's a hit. The shuttle's a forfeit 6, I think. 5.
It's 5. You just lose a force.
Mm-hmm.
When you draw a destiny here.
Yeah. 7. Why can't I play Lana off when I finish? You can only do it on your turn, right? On Darkside turn? During your turn, they stack. You can stack once per turn. If you interrupt. Oh, Kylo has to be at a battleground, I think. Or maybe Kylo's inactive?
Yeah, that's my guess. I heard that for purposes of... There's like a special rule. No, it's during your turn. They play...
You can stack it on your turn. You can only play it. You can play it on either turn. But Kylo...
Yeah.
Oh, Kylo on table. Huh. Is he technically
Kylo's not on table because he's excluded.
He's inactive? On table for only purposes of uniqueness and blah, blah, blah. Persona, like that.
Yeah, I was told that there was a rule, maybe someone in the chat knows this, that for purposes of objectives, it's like it's an exception to the rule that excluded characters are not on table. So that if you were mapped and you played URB and you excluded the resistance agent's considered to be on table. That's what I was told, but...
Yeah, I don't know why Justin's asking this. I think it asked you for the option, right? Of use or lose. It's the light side player's decision. He has one. He can lose one. First order leader. Yeah, Hux is there. Use or lose. Yeah, no, I think that should be okay. I think he's maybe just being extra careful. So you say you'd rather lose than use. Yeah, it should just prompt it for the option. Yep. Okay. So it's just interesting with, again, going to the, not to beat a dead horse, but so HITCO gets buffed a lot, but I can see why HITCO got buffed a lot because Throne Room and HITCO, I feel like both were just awful matchups for ISB. Now ISB got taken down in a couple ways. I don't know if they were. I mean, like the different magnitude. Like how far down was ISB taken? Was that taken down not as much to the magnitude that HITCO was buffed? You know. Um,
Sorry, I missed.
I was just saying, like, for purposes of argument, like HITCO got buffed a lot with these new cards in Virtual Set 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of it was that HITCO and Throne Room itself both struggle a lot versus ISB. So Lightside mains were not in a great spot. And I think a lot of people, mains should always be, like, credible. So, but also the counter argument would be, well, ISB got taken down a bunch too. So it's like, was HITCO overly buffed in relation to how much ISB was nerfed? So, like, is this place that we're in now just, HITCO, it's going to be the meta of HITCO? I mean, things always adjust. It's early. It's the first event, really, with the new meta. But it does seem right off the bat that HITCO is strong. And you almost have to, like, tech specifically for it.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to be how the meta is going to shake out. I mean, we still have 2 more heats, and then we've got next week to see how people are going to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if people were playing decks today that they were necessarily, maybe they were saving something else for tomorrow or then for day 2.
Mm-hmm.
But given the way the overall records combined, maybe that's not actually worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So now Luke moves away.
Yeah, so Conor only has 3 cards in his hand, 21 down. Justin's in a pretty commanding position here. But, I mean, Conor, he's probably hoping he can piece together some type of counter beat on Bray. But...
What kind of can't battle?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yep, the Clash. That's fine. That makes sense. Yeah, we were talking about that in the chat the other day, how you orient a card that's, like, clashed versus missing versus, versus use something that's, like, once or twice per game. So he's stacking barriers. So interestingly, so he is still flipped, even though it seems like he's working uphill.
Justin should pull ultimatum here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Yoda and Chewbacca hanging out at shield control.
Just like in the movies.
Yeah. Well, that episode 2 or 3, I think it was 3, when Yoda and Chewie were teamed up.
Oh, and were they? An attack? Were they? Oh yeah, when they were on Kashyyyk.
Yeah, when there was a bunch of Wookiees.
At the start of this year, end of last year, I rewatched all of the prequels.
Yeah, what'd you think?
And I got to say, they were better than I remembered.
Yeah, I think 1 and 3. I think they're good. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of some bad things. The dialogue's terrible. Some of the stuff with Jar Jar is really annoying. But the story of, like, 1 and 3 are really good. 2, it's definitely, I think, the worst of the 9. But again, some more necessary stuff about setting up the clone army. 1, I mean, I don't know how much I like 1 is just nostalgic based off of, Star Wars CCG with the game coming out around that. I mean, that was a huge deal in '99 to get a new Star Wars movie. Get a whole new, like, universe, really, almost.
Yeah, I feel like they made 1 is actually not that great. the pod racing is incredible,
Mm-hmm.
and the Duel of Fates duel is
Yep, for sure.
one of the best things in Star Wars cinema.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have done a better job if they had just like made 2 and 3 into 3 movies. There's just so much story.
Yeah, goes fast.
And then they ended up with like a lot of bad dialogue because they were just like so much action.
Yeah, at least there was that series, the cartoon series, the Clone Wars, to try to go into more depth with that.
I don't really like this battle for Stubbly.
Yeah. So he's gonna get rid of Rey, but he might just resilience. I mean, Kylo could have just stuck there and blocked the drain for another round, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he could have just. It's tough because I think he's in the spot of like he probably wants to build his hand back up, but then it's not like he has a ton of face down cards to work with.
If he draws a 5 here, yes, to lose both. If he doesn't, then is he going to shuttle the other guy up?
Mm-hmm.
Stubbly's as asked, is Kylo not considered on table while he's clashed?
Yeah. Yeah, so yes. I don't think I can say that.
Justin says that's the case. I think, okay, yeah, I think Stubbly was thinking he'd be able to play Lana and keep both his guys.
Yes, Conor. So now I think he's putting 2 and 2 together with why he couldn't play the interrupt last turn.
So this seems particularly bad for Stubbly. Taking 10 overflow and then having this battle go this way.
Yeah, oof, and he draws a 1. Yeah, with 1 card hand, I can't imagine he's got another trooper to block that. Then he's staring down drains of 3 and 2. And he draws a 5, so now they all die. Oof. Yeah, this seems like a game that got out of hand for Conor.
Yeah, I think Justin actually made a better play than we were giving credit for when he deployed Luke to Jakku because he had the Nabrin and knew that would force Stubbly to go to Starkiller base. He'd Nabrin over, and there would be battles to his advantage.
The long play, yeah.
But Stubbly getting the strategic out very early, I think he definitely had it. I feel like he could have been in a better place. But going down with those 3 guys, the Starkiller base.
Right. Yeah, I think he needed to either go stronger or just build the hand up. Because then I think he's been playing.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. That turn, he could have just paid 3 to drain for 2, drawn up, found another trooper for strategic, and then figure out where he wants to go from there.
Yeah.
And if you have a hand of 12 plus cards and a bunch of force saved, Justin would have had to reinforce Luke or. I think that was in the wrong order.
I was going to ask that if you should go there first, and then he sets up 3 and 3. You're saying it might have been better to have Luke train first, or were you talking about something else?
Yeah, I was thinking you'd want Luke to drain first for 3, and then if he didn't cancel, it would move, and then he drain for 2, and then it would move again, and then he'd be able to drain for 3 to 3 on his next turn. And if he had canceled the drain of 3 first, when he drains the second time, it would end up at the same place.
Yeah.
It's very minor, but I think it's slightly better to drain the Luke first.
So we have
I think if
Justin.
you want to avoid fortuning for 4 and 2, you'd rather drain for 3 through the strategic out.
Mhm.
I wonder if he just deploys a guy to the Ewok village and just. Oh, he's already drying up.
He's just looks like building some hand for the rest of the game here. But so he'll either drain a 3 at the system and then 1 at the site.
Mm-hmm.
But so Conor plays point man probably more so just to cycle a card than cycle 2 cards than to find a card that he wants. Draw a bunch. Rescue. Yeah, this one might not have much longer unless Conor has a trick. Mando Mishap. That was really popular like a month or 2 ago when CCT was stronger.
You had to pull Leia's gun.
Yeah, you can pull Leia's gun. You can prevent that once per game exchange to get the evasion. And yeah, Leia's gun is really strong, but I feel like it hasn't been as popular lately. Well, because I think that's because ISB was playing the God War Beast a lot, so it wasn't quite as effective.
I wonder what his plan is going to be here.
Because the other thing too is that if he could get that kind of phase mill win battle, retrieve a trooper, you can really get like 4 or 5 cancels throughout the course of the game, which can be really obviously really potent to do all that. But yeah, if Conor could do something to make it so that having battle order in effect, I guess both late game, that could really kind of get him back in this. He saves 3, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has like Mara. But Justin has 2 saves, so he could have some type of defensive interrupts if Conor does try to go for the attack.
We know the second card is a 5.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if the bottom card is some high destiny too. Yeah, I feel like the only ones in the deck are probably Snoke, 2 or 3 Kylos, Grievous, which he drew in that battle, Finalizer, which he pulls. I think he has 1 other Star Destroyer. So here comes Grievous. So now he can't steal Luke's, right? Because it's already on the table. He can't have 2 of the same. I saw that was top decked earlier. P59.
Okay, so he's going to shoot Chewie, and he's going to draw 2 5s with his command.
Mm-hmm. And then pull Resistance, right?
Yeah. Well, if he doesn't have Sniper Dark Strike, he's going to lose both guys, I would think.
Oh yeah, right. Because Chewie fire. And then, so that's the point man. Unless just incidentally, that might be pinned too. And then on his turn, he can play Barrier to kind of bail him. Oh no, he can't. He only has 2 saved. And he would need 3. Here comes Sniper Dark Strike, okay. But Yoda's a beast, power 6, defending a battle. But if Conor does draw then the 5/5, he's got 20. He's going to take a little overflow, assuming he doesn't draw a 7. Draws a 6, it's only 1. But yeah, so 2/4 loss with P59. And then if Justin does draw, there's a chance that both these guys survive. But I mean, HITCO's Destiny's so good.
That excludes P59.
Oh, this card's so strong, yeah. Yeah, it works on basically every droid. So like Guri, works in space, works on ground, works on Greedo, works on Stormtrooper Garrison, works on FN, but FN's usually more in an offensive battle, so...
But if Justin doesn't draw at least a 4 here, that'll be bad. Because then Sully would be able to keep both characters.
Yeah. And Prophecy's there. I mean, I wonder if Connor's on the Trooper to prevent that Prophecy from moving, that'd be pretty wild. Prevent Prophecy from moving, stop a turn of 3, but 2-card handed would be pretty unlikely. So he goes 4/4. So yeah, there's going to be no overflow here. I wonder if Justin does that exclude. Yeah. I wonder if he did it out of desperation to make sure that he didn't get any overflow. Like if he draws a 1 somehow, like an EPP Obi, or probably not EPP, like EPP Ray, and we've seen a couple of it. I mean, he could be staring at 5 or 6 overflow then, if he doesn't do the exclude. But again, maybe I'm just overthinking it of should he have held that for another future instance, but this seemed to work out. So he could peel 4 if he really wanted, right? And then counter beat on P59.
Yeah, peeling 4 isn't terrible. Especially if he has like a Ray to attack into Kylo. Because then you can initiate battle at both sides.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that was a good turn.
Yeah. Alright, so he did peel 4. Loser leadership, but this relatively unprotected. The 7, a Hear Me Baby, and an Anakin Skywalker. Virtual. So Connor draws a couple, probably hoping that one of them's a trooper. So Life Force now, Connor's down 4 in face down cards, and down 2 in hand cards, so 6 total. He's got 2 damage now with resistance out coming his way. And he might have a vulnerable P59 here if Justin has like a character or 2 in his hand.
So he has a 5 on top.
Yeah. Yeah, he just top decked the 2 4s. Point man. So, yes, most dudes, if he does throw a guy there, if Justin throws a guy to attack P59, Connor might be able to, would likely get a hit, cause some more pings.
plays solo.
Okay. I guess he'll just use a force to draw the destiny. Oh no, because there's no first order. First order leader brain is what you need. I'll never forget when this objective first came out. I think it was like December of 17, and then the NPC was the next month, or very early in January. And that was my first major since back. I was playing against Matt Crowley in the first round. I was a 12 seed. He was a 5, and he had like this map fear deck. It was brutal. It was so many pings right off the bat. I lost the first game by like, I think it was 25 or 26, and then I won the second by 23. But obviously people played differently. But I remember I was doing some weird like main CPV deck, and this map just like freaked me out. Map fear, because then he just keeps restacking the fear on so he gets to save himself 2, right? No.
Will save himself 1 technically.
Oh yeah.
What
do you think Justin's doing here? So he's just trying to pick him off, even if he takes a ping and small chance he takes overflow. He probably knows what that one card is.
I think he has
Hujix?
first aid kit.
Oh yeah. Nestler.
I think it might be in his lost file, so he's going to play with solo. Or he's just going to miss. What happened to that Destiny 5 we were talking about? I thought that was...
Yeah.
Who won? Did he use Force at some point? We just missed it.
Well, let's see. Last turn... He played the command. Oh, he lost Point Man after he hit with it. Lost from Muse Pod. I don't think he couldn't lose from reserve. And
he lost the Point Man when he used Dark Strike.
Yeah, that was his one card to lose to play the interrupt. Because he only had like 2 in his force spot, which I think he really wanted to draw up, try to find a trooper, which maybe he hit. It looks like everyone had his deck mistracked. Yeah. Us, Justin, Conor. I mean, this is all this stuff with compounds. When your hand is kind of small early, you're kind of always wishing you had more answers and options. You got the 6. So I think Conor might be out of tricks. It's going to be his turn. He's only got 1 card in hand. The Mara? Where'd the Mara come from? Use pile. Okay. That was one of the 2 weapon destinies. Yeah, so if he hits solo there, he gets another ping in, right? And then presumably, maybe 3 more damage, or he forces out a Hujix. So yeah, that was bad for Conor to not have it. And then he flips. Now he's going to
retreat.
Oh, both flip. Yeah, so I don't know what that one. I'd really be curious what this one card is, but he's staring at another 6 damage, unless he's definitely got to pay to get that drain of 3 through.
Yeah, I don't think Stuffy's going to be able to pull this out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what this one card is, and if it's nothing that changes it, which it most likely isn't, it will bounce somewhere else for a little bit, and then, as we wind this down, I think, Eric, I'm gonna bounce for a little bit. I'm gonna be on back later.
Sounds good.
I'm hoping there's some real dramatic game sixes where hopefully get a bunch of 3-2s, or 3-2s playing each other would be ideal. That's the most stakes. Conor activates everything. I mean, maybe he just like throws that trooper somewhere off the reserves, hopes that Justin doesn't have a character. Yeah, okay, we got a good game. I wasn't able to keep up. Okay, it's a good game to these guys.